Good evening. I am honored to come before you as a member of the Syracuse XIII and to celebrate with you the Cuse Awards 13 in the honorees. 49 years ago, the Syracuse XIII would embark on a journey to level the playing field within the athletic department by boycotting football. Some have and continue to question our method to effect the change for the benefit of athletes, but our results will say otherwise. Let me explain what I mean and let you be the judge. We chose to stand for principles of fairness and diversity. The four principles are as follows: academic support for student athletes, optimal medical care for injured players, assignment of team positions based solely on merit, and finally, racially integrated coaching staff. I now ask you, do these four principles work for you? I have and will always bleed orange on the journey. I am humbled and proud to be recognized as a part of the university history and the recipient of the Chancellor's Medal for Extraordinary Courage in 2006, as well as a letter winner of distinction in 2008, which has given me purpose. Today, I would like to salute Syracuse University as it continues to support fairness and diversity for the benefit as well as knowing it will always be a work in process, because this is our house. If you would like to know more about the sacrifice and courage of the Syracuse XIII, please read our story. It is in a book that was released in 2015, authored by David Mark, titled Leveling the Playing Field, the Story of the Syracuse XIII. That's our story. But each year there are new ones. The time has come to present the 2019 Syracuse XIII Courage Award. Here's the story of a women's cross-country runner, Mary Malone.
How do you define courage?
I had a long run and it felt tight, but not anything insane. The night after the long run, I went to bed and I woke up the next day and was just like paralyzed in my bed in just insane amount of pain. It just kind of felt like I could not move. So I got to the hospital in Pittsburgh, and after 5 days of kind of doing a bunch of tests and trying to figure out what was wrong with me, they finally diagnosed me with osteomyelitis in my sacroiliac joint, which is your SI joint in your back. They said it was like being struck by lightning. I think at first it was more, am I gonna be okay? Just like the simple things of like sitting and standing and getting in and out of the car or showering, making my own sandwich without passing out in the kitchen. I had like one complete breakdown where I was just like so upset and just didn't feel like it was fair and felt like I was missing out on something that could be so special. I'd started with just kind of using a walker and then using crutches.
No, I can't do it actually. Oh my god, you just did it inside.
But I had my crutches. I think I ran for the first time at the end of October. and that was pretty cool. I went to my old grade school cross-country course by my house. The race to set the scene was in Buffalo, and it was really muddy and really snowy. You couldn't see anything because it was snowing so hard. At 3K, I was in a lot of pain because the mud, you're just like sliding back in the mud. And I was also just thinking of my team and how badly we wanted to make nationals and how hard we worked the whole season to get to where we were. And then crossing the line and seeing Shannon and seeing that she won. And she's been through her own struggles with injury. That was just very fulfilling, and I was so happy for her. I think it's just like, things are gonna be scary, and that's just life, but just kind of face it head on and don't back down to a challenge, and kind of use them to your advantage to grow and to get stronger and gain another level of toughness that you didn't have.
Thank you. I'm extremely honored to be receiving an award that represents the Syracuse XIII's act of selfless bravery and whose former recipients have displayed remarkable courage. I am truly grateful, and I feel humbled to receive this award. While I am proud of the courage it took to overcome such a difficult time, my ability to come back was made easier because courage is required by our sport every day. I see my teammates and other Cuse athletes display acts of courage on the field, track, and in the training room. I think we're lucky to be in an environment at Syracuse that fosters bravery and instills a level of toughness, especially during the winter, that cannot be manufactured. If you've never seen the start of a cross-country race, some might describe it as similar to the start of an epic battle in Game of Thrones. We spike up and stand behind a line with 200 other competitors, waiting in silence for a gun to go off, signaling us to start all-out sprinting in the mud for the next 25 minutes. You might expect the emotions at the start line to be fear or anxiety, but when you line up next to your fellow Orange woman, your fears subside and are replaced with confidence and a purpose to fight for Syracuse. In the same way, when I was lying in my hospital bed in immense pain, I could have been terrified, but those fears were replaced with poise and strength because I was surrounded and supported by so many people who have faced and overcome their own obstacles. I cannot thank those people enough. My family, who spent nights with me in the hospital and who were with me throughout my entire journey showing selfless love. To my doctors and my trainers, who were able to take away the pain and get me back on my feet. My teammates, for all of your phone calls and FaceTimes, your letters and your visits. Your bravery that season, overcoming the rankings that bet against Cuse and making nationals was so inspiring, and it's what kept me motivated to show up to rehab every day so that I could be back running with you girls soon. And finally, I'd like to thank my coaches. Coach Bell, I would not have been able to get through that fall without your unwavering support. You cared for my well-being as a person first and as an athlete second, and I think that's so important. Thank you for picking me up in tears on the side of Sweet Road in February after getting dropped in the first mile of my first workout back, and for holding me accountable to what you knew I was capable of. You have instilled a level of confidence and courage in me as an athlete and a person that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Thank you again, and go Orange.